today. Hero or heretic?
Yes, we're ready for you now.
Oh, the fucking Bible.
The fisherman from the South Coast who's brought a lawsuit against God.
Now, don't get intellectual out there. The camera deals in emotion, not reason. I mean, it just doesn't need logic like language does, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so powerful. It's annihilating the printed word. It's changing the way we think. Television has made the world less rational now than it was 200 years ago. Now we live in a sort of a mosaic of half-comprehended, shallow emotional responses like Pavlov's dog.
Well, not me. I don't even watch television.
Actually, not even like dogs, more like hamsters.
Pavlov's hamster.
Yeah. But its essential function is to trivialize the culture. I mean, you may get out there and feel like you don't really exist. What was I saying?
I don't really exist.
That's right, yes. Yes, because we live in a world of simulations, unconnected with real lived experience.
Right.
Cressida Roach, for example, she's not a person. She's a very careful construct, you know, a combination of familiar, very commercial images. So you've got to force her back into a hole. You've got to humanize her and really focus on that.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, hi. Yeah, we're coming. Just don't be dull and inanimate. Laugh a lot. You know, I mean, be yourself. Are you okay?
Oh, sure.
This way, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, if you just wait there for a moment, thanks.
Oh. You've got a tissue in your... I'll take it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Very good.
Hi. Steve, Cressida Roach.
Hi.
Anna's filled me in on the background. It's a fabulous story. Congratulations.
Miss Roach.
Excuse me.
Mr. Myers, we're ready for you now. Thanks.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good luck.
15 seconds to air. Stand by live in 3.
Monarch Alliance, because life's like that.
Welcome back. Well, who is this Steve Myers? And what's his game? We thought we'd find out. Would you please welcome Steve Myers? Well, Steve, many people might think this is the work of a crank. How would you respond to them? You find it amusing?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, well, somewhat, yeah.
Would you call yourself a religious man?
Well, somewhat, you know. But in the broader sense, perhaps, but me being a fisherman, and sometimes, you know, when you're out at sea, it's easy to...
To get confused?
Yeah, well, it's that thing, you know, what is God?
And indeed, where is God when it comes to putting him in jail?
That's very funny. But it's not a joke.
Isn't it?
No. The joke is the insurance companies. You give your money to some global corporation on the pretext that they'll cover you for any eventuality, for any risk. Then something happens and they won't pay you because they say God's responsible.
You're assuming
Jules.
God exists.
No. They're assuming God exists.
But logically, if your argument is with the insurance companies...
There is no logic involved. Forget logic. Logic has no business here. For instance, if a woman is driving a car and she's in an accident and her daughter is injured, her daughter isn't covered by the insurance, then the poor girl is virtually forced to sue her mother. Now, that's not to say that the girl hates her mother any more than I hate God.
But this is unprecedented, isn't it, to say the least?
No. This is the Bible. I have marked the place at Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1, verse 9. I think you'll find it says, there is nothing new under the sun. Nothing is unprecedented. That's the word of God. And I'm sorry if it offends some folk, but I'm going to fight these people.
What about offending God?
Well, if God exists, I don't think he would be offended at all. Not if he has some sense of justice. I think he'd be on my side.
Well, Steve Myers, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jerry, did you see him?
See? What did I tell you?
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Thanks for your calming influence.
Mr. Myers? Mr. Myers? Hi, Maxine Jeffrey, Hawk Magazines. Our readers would love to know more about you.
Well, that's great. We'll be in touch.
Great. No harm in a chat. You're good. You're very good.
You're popular. You're very, very popular.
Not with anyone I know. Did you ever think of doing anything like that? Like Cressida?
No, I wanted to be a nurse. In Africa.
Apparently, some of you think this Myers bloke is doing something decent. Well, he's not, and it makes me sick.
He's outraged some religious groups, but Steve Myers seems to have struck a chord with the wider community. Meanwhile, the Council of Churches, together with representatives of the Jewish community, meet today to discuss the problem of world poverty.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us pause for a minute's meditation and reflection and ask God for wisdom in our deliberations.
So the fellow's been seen on TV. Doesn't mean we have to take it serious. Actually, the reverse normally applies.
It's in every newspaper in the country. Does God have a case to answer? Is there anyone up there? It makes a mockery.
It's the me society. God is dead. Figuratively speaking, we've lost our mystery.
Ah, mystery. Clout is what we need.
Mystery and clout.
No, so which one? The money or the box? Because if you want to keep the money, it's best to say that God doesn't exist.
I think we can take it as read that God does exist.
I hope he does. I spent half the morning singing to him.
Wonder if we can be serious for a moment.
I am being serious. Look, if God's responsible, we're responsible, yes or no?
We need a lawyer.
Jerry Ryan's going to handle it. If he can't get this nonsense thrown out of court, no one can.
If you want my opinion, if the court's got any sense, they'll throw out the case in 10 seconds flat, and Myers along with it. And good riddance. He's caused too much division in the community. It's disgusting. That's what it is.
The Federal Court of Australia is now in session. Be seated.
Call the case for hearing.
Myers versus God.
Gentlemen.
Jerry Ryan on behalf of the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglican and Presbyterian churches, and the Jewish community.
Steve Myers on behalf of myself.
And the defendant is?
There is no defendant, Your Honor. We are moving for a strikeout on that basis.
The defendant is God.
Who is not a person.
That is a moot point, surely. God and the churches, the religions, Your Honor, are one. They cannot exist without each other. If God is responsible for the sinking of my boat, the religions are responsible.
So you're suing the church?
God is an entity with nominated representatives, like a company.
And the basis of your case is what?
If there was an act of God, then God is liable. The churches are God's representatives on earth. If they wish to deny liability by denying the existence of God, then they are guilty of contravening Section 52 of the Trade Practices Act of 1974. A corporation shall not, in trade or commerce, engage in conduct that is misleading or deceptive.
Rubbish. Fascinating.
And to deny that responsibility is to contravene the Act.
Your Honor, the case doesn't merit a hearing. It is frivolous, without legal precedent, and blasphemous,
Oh,
Your Honor.
Your Honor!
And Mr. Myers lacks any assets.
You can demand security for costs. The boat was worth what?
$150,000, Your Honor.
Not a frivolous amount, Mr. Ryan, even by your standards.
Even so, Your Honor.
I am not satisfied the action is entirely without merit. I will let it go to trial.
Yes. Maisie from Foster. Go ahead, Maisie.
I just wanted to say Steve Myers is very brave.
Yes, Rodney from Vaucluse. Yes, Rodney?
You know, Dirk, this man has no scruples, no assets, and no case, if you ask me.
Well, we were asking you, Rodney. Is there anything else?
Well, I think it's immoral.
Fair enough. As I said, he's upset a lot of decent people. I'm Dirk Stryker, and I'm unhappy.
I got something to show you. Your fan mail. Houses lost in landslides, flash floods, lightning strikes. Acts of God.
Failed brakes. Didn't you mention a drink?
Yep.
Is this your father?
Yeah. Aren't you going to read the letters?
No. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking class action.
I am.
Give me nightmares. I don't want to.